Now we'll start to introduce some cases. In this part, we focus on the investment advisor and customer service. Both of these topics are highly related to NLP, especially related to opinion mining. We propose a research agenda related to this part. If you are interested in this topic, please take a look and let me know if you have any questions. Any comments are welcome. As we mentioned in the previous part, investment advisor and customer service can be considered as a part of emotional banking. Both are aimed at providing function to fit the customer's need. Thus, in this part, we discuss what we already did and some research direction that may worth trying on this topic. We'll introduce the investment advisor first, then discuss the customer service. Finally, we conclude with some research questions. Let's talk about investment advisor. We can start with what is and investment. Here are the definitions from Wikipedia and Investopedia. To invest is to allocate money in the expectation of some benefit in the future. An investment is an asset or item acquired with the goal of generating income or appreciation. That is, we want to gain profit from the behavior. AI professional analysis is one of the ideal targets that we attempt to achieve in investment advisor case. Here shows the report written by the professional analysis. We can find that although the attitude towards certain stock is important and is being written down in the front of the report, they will not only provide bullish or bearish opinion, but provide an explanation on why they think they make this decision. So, let's discuss how to become an analyst. First, they will collect information from different aspects, such as financial statements, news, and other reports. Second, they may check the information by visiting companies or discuss with other analysts. Third, they need to infer the influence that may cause. They will further sort out the important parts and make a claim. That is, professional analysis connect all the dots to get the full picture. Besides, how to write down the opinion and view is also an important work for them. We can use figure A and figure B to show a single opinion. An opinion is based on several claims such as the view on EPS and the expected influence of the trade war. They will provide several premises to support their claim on different aspects, and different premises make different impact on a claim. We'll detail it later. Intuitively, most work related to this topic pay their attention to make a claim and few focus on other parts. Let's think about what makes professional analysis different from amateur investors. What if professional analysis provide a report like these tweets? Is that enough for our customers? In our LREC 2020 paper, we discussed the characteristics of financial tweets with 10,000 annotated tweets. We find that some labels may be misleading, and the sentiment and market sentiment may differ. Besides, we also find that most of tweets do not provide the reason for their market sentiment label. That makes readers hard to capture the rationale of their analysis. Besides, it's also hard to know whether they are gain or loss in their trading account. This work shows the limitation of using financial social media data. Let's compare it with professional reports. In the professional report, they not only provide the market sentiment label, but write down the rationale of their claim. The accuracy of prediction is important, but the reason may be also an important fact for customers. With the limited budget, they may choose to believe the rationale that makes sense to them. In order to write down the rationale, many kinds of information sources will be considered. Here are some common information sources. We can find that some are the opinion of someone, and some are the facts that already happened. As we mentioned, professional analysis connect all the facts and opinion to get the full picture. Here, we can separate the source into 4 categories. Financial statement and earnings call can be considered as information from company. They may collect information from news or other formal reports. Besides, market data is considered as an important fact for those who using technical analysis. There also is some informal data, such as social media and some hearsays. In academic, many work use market data directly and try to construct models to predict the stock movement. In NLP community, many work use news article or social media data as input, and some may concatenate the textual information with market data. How to provide a cross-source summarization still is an open question in this research direction. In order to make claim, considering all facts and opinions is needed. Let's talk about the detail in a financial opinion can be represented as a tuple with 12 components. Let's use these 3 as an example. First, we need to know which instrument the investor talk about. In this example, the investor mentioned Apple stock. Second, we need to extract the market sentiment of the investor. In social media platforms, sometimes we can get the writer annotated labels directly. Third, who is the opinion holder is also need to recall. The publishing time is also an important information, which we can get from the metadata on the site. Sometimes we can get the validity period of an opinion. For example, we should not take this 3 into account next week, because this user already point out that 303 to 7 is the target price for this week. How to evaluate the validity period is also an open issue that is unexplored. The aspect of the opinion is also important. In this case, the investor used technical analysis. To look in deep, we can find that the degree of market sentiment can be inferred from the price target given by the writer, and the forecasting can be considered as the claim of the investor. As with most trees, these trees do not provide the premise to support the claim. The market information at the publishing time of the instrument also need to be recorded. Finally, we may need to evaluate the quality of the opinion and the influence power of the opinion. For example, the tweet post by the US president has different influence power toward the market than a common person post. The quality and influence power are also the topic that Phil discussed in previous works. Let's think about what can we do after extract these components. First, we can take the market price as the result of the debate of all investors. That is, if we can capture all investors' opinion, maybe we can perfectly predict the price and movement of the financial instruments. An opinion can be formed by a claim set with several premises, which is similar to the idea of argument mining. Each premise and each claim may have different weight in an opinion. In Figure C, we can infer the implicit influence to the other financial instrument based on an opinion. For example, A negative opinion of Google Cloud may also relate to Amazon AWS. After we extract each opinion and make the inference on these opinions, we can start to evaluate the influence that these opinions point may cause to the target instrument. In my opinion, this direction is one of the methods to describe the market. However, this is just the situation at a certain time. We do not consider the temporal information. As we mentioned, temporal information is important when using financial data. Therefore, I think that the next step is putting the opinions into a timeline. For example, an opinion at time t may change at time t plus 1 due to the opinion of other investors or the change of market. We can use an order book to image the full picture. Investors send their order with different price levels that they willing to buy and willing to sell. Note that at this moment there are several bid and offer price with different quantities. And the information in the order book change every second, even shorter than a second. We can take every change as the change of someone's view. Of course, some may due to the arbitrage strategy, but all can be considered as the opinion point. Most studies try to analyze one of the aspects. How to consider as more as information at the same time is still a challenging problem. Before we start to discuss related work, we should discuss the test setting. In most works, they are trying to predict next day price movement. Some may use the price directly, some use abnormal return, and some use certain strategy. However, let's think what professional analysts do. First, we should know that the stock price and the company's value is different. There is a trend of a price, but there is also a random turn in the stock price. Professional analysts always evaluate the value of the stock and provide analysis based on P/E ratio and earning terms such as EPS. We'll discuss investing and speculating later. Let's see some related work in this direction. Here we separate the related work by the information source. First, let's see some work using the information from companies. The reason why I put this work here is that how to predict the stock return is a topic widely discussed in the financial domain. Many features in financial statement are already being tried and give some explain on why it may influence the stock market. In most cases, machine learning based models perform better than traditional models. Thus, we can always try the latest network on this direction. Here is an example how to encode the table information into model attract many researchers' attention. As we mentioned in the previous part, there are two related work in this year ACL. Adding the features to fit the characteristic of the financial data is a good direction to extend this work. In my opinion, this work may not consider the temporal information. How to add temporal information into table encoder may be a good research issue. The other source is the formal document from company, such as 10K, 8K reports. Earning calls that we mentioned is also a formal information from company. Modeling financial analysis decision making is one of my favorite directions and is most related to this part. Recently, many work in our community focus on using earning calls to forecasting the volatility of the stock price. Here are the list of the related work for your reference. I want to point out the other research direction. When given managers talk in earning call, how to ask a right question as professional analysis. This may be an interesting direction for future work, because asking questions is important and also can show whether the model can capture the crucial point in the talk. When using news article as input, some may call it as an event-based stock movement prediction. In my experience, positive events in the news may not always lead to positive return on stock price. This is a famous work in this direction. They propose model which is constructed by attention mechanism and by GRU architecture. Here shows the most common evaluation metric in this direction: accuracy and return. Some works may separate the stock movement into two classes. Some may separate into three classes. The backtesting is also an important method to show the proposed method can earn abnormal return from the market. This is the event-based case. In this work, they extract the event into tuples, then use the tuples to construct knowledge graph. When a new news comes in, they can enhance the model by this pre-construct graph. This work models the stock relation with graph network. Basically, you can find that many researchers are using the similar approach to solve the same problem. This is the approach. Here you can find that the accuracy based on the news article with the state-of-the-art model is about 59%. Let's take a look at the studies that using market data. This paper proposed a multi-scale oriented model which learns multi-scale patterns from two types of scale information: wavelength based and downsampling based. This is the proposed model. We'll discuss the performance later with other works. This is the other work using the idea of multi-scale data. They propose a new transformer-based method for stock movement prediction. The primary highlight of the proposed model is the capability of capturing long-term and short-term as well as hierarchical dependency of financial time series. Let's take a look at the performance of previous two works. Since the dataset and text setting are different, we cannot compare both works. However, we can find that the accuracy of the state-of-the-art model using market data is about 60%. Here, I want to emphasize one thing. We really need a benchmark dataset for this research direction. As you can see from the right side, the same model may have 20% difference in accuracy by just changing dataset. In this case, how to evaluate or make claim on what caused the improvement of the performance? Is that really come from the models? I'm not challenging this work, it's just a problem that we may need to consider. Let's see some work that using social media data. This is one of the work that publishing their dataset, including both textual data and price data. They propose a model with VAE and consider the historical data and textual data at the same time. Here you can find that the best performance is about 60%. Besides, we can learn that using both market data and social media textual data can slightly improve the performance. In this paper, they use two-class text setting. Here, I also report the performance of HAN when using news article and under three-class text setting in the original paper for your reference. We have one work using the StarNet dataset proposed by Xu and Cohen. We experiment on the pair trading setting in this dataset with several models. Let's conclude where we are now or set which direction most of researchers interested in. That is, make a claim part, which is the final outcome in the analysis report. However, I still want to point out that AI or our models are still hard to writing a good report as professional analysis. Also, making a claim is one of a crucial part. I think that provide a reasonable explanation is also important. In my opinion, generate a good report may be a good direction for future works. Some rule-based methods can generate narrative based on indicators that are higher or lower than certain value. In this work, they show the interface for investors. Instead of only provide the possible stock movement direction, they provide a reason to buy and sell. Providing an explanation from causal inference aspect is also a possible direction. In this work, they demonstrate the causal chain search system and propose some research directions. This paper won the Best Paper Award in SIG-FinTech 2019. If you are interested in this direction, it may be a good starting point. Let's get back to the components of financial opinions. The highlighted components are field discussed in the previous work. This direction may be a good extension for fine-grained financial opinion mining. For example, this work discussed the ability of machine learning model on classifying the accurate and inaccurate professional reports. It can be considered as a work related to opinion quality evaluation. Not only discuss the performance, this work provides an in-depth analysis on the difference in the accurate and inaccurate reports. To summarize this session, we propose some direction for future works. First, some components in the tuple is not discussed in previous work. I think that it may be worth to analyze these components in different kinds of financial documents. Second, as the scenario we mentioned, the interaction between opinions may be interesting. For example, can we capture the implicit influence of the opinions? Finally, temporal is important when analyzing financial data. How to construct a model with temporal information may also be a good direction. Here, I would like to mention investing and speculating. In my opinion, in our community, many works are focusing on speculating, and relatively few people pay their attention to investment. Maybe try to evaluate the value of a company is also a good direction, which is also what professional analysts is doing. Let's talk about customer services. Here is an example got from Reddit, which is a question that customer services may face. When customers ask whether there are other credit cards with higher cashback percentage, how to answer and which is a better answer become a problem. For example, we can sort the data by the cashback percentage and reply the credit card with highest cashback percentage to the customer. On the other hand, we can ask several questions and provide analysis to the customer based on different situations as shown in this example. Actually, there are many related work in e-commerce. However, what can and what cannot transfer to financial customer services are field discussed. Besides, financial products may be more complex than the product on the e-commerce platform. How to tailor-make a model for financial domain is also field explored. Let's see some related work in e-commerce and think about how to use the same method or how to modify the method to fit financial requirements. This paper presents a customer service chatbot that leverages large-scale and public available e-commerce data. The proposed flow can be used in many kinds of chatbot. The proposed chatbot has several promising advantages. First, it can easily leverage crowdsourcing style as well as large-scale and public available e-commerce data. Second, it contains a set of state-of-the-art NLP and machine learning techniques, including fact QA, FQA search, opinion mining, text QA, and chit-chat conversation. Third, it's integrated into e-commerce website as an add-on extension, which can directly improve customers' online shopping experience. Here, we can find one thing. In the application scenario in financial instruments, The contract of the product, such as contract of insurance, may be more complex than the product in e-commerce platform. To construct a good method transfer the experience in e-commerce platform, we may need to understand the key point in the contract first. When the product page is first visited, this chatbot crawls the HTML information and scrape product information, question answering, and review data from the web page. When answering questions, if one of the answers from the first three engines has high confidence, the chatbot returns with the answer as the response. Otherwise, the chit-chat engine will generate a reply from the predefined permitted response set. Although in some cases we can easily deal with single-turn question answering, for multi-turn the performance is usually unsatisfactory. In this paper, they present an information retrieval augmented chatbot, which is able to answer questions based on given product introduced document and deal with multi-turn conversations. First, let's select top two sentences most relevant to the question and extracting subject, verb, object triple from them. A set of candidate responses is generated. With regard to multi-turn conversation, they use self-attention strategy to distill significant signal of utterance and sequential utterance response matching to connect response with conversation utterance. They provide demonstration of conversation record-based method and document-based method. With the proposed method, the chatbot will not get confused when customers give incomplete questions, which need to be understood based on the context. Customer satisfaction is an important metric for evaluating the service. In this paper, they explore in this topic and propose a method to classify the satisfaction score based on customer survey dialogue. They propose a model which predicting the satisfaction score with sentiment information. The same method can also be used in other domains. Different from market sentiment, general sentiment may be the same in financial domain and other domains. The helpful review identification is related to the opinion quality issue. Fieldwork discussed the opinion quality in both investors' opinion and customers' opinion in financial domain. Filtering out the review or comments left with low quality information is expected to improve the performance on many downstream tasks, such as stock movement prediction or capturing the comment of certain products from customers. This paper provides a survey on the e-commerce platform data. In this part, we go through some related work of financial opinion mining and customer services. We also raise some unexplored research questions. Here, I would like to conclude by listing some possible research directions. Here are some research questions in our research agenda. In my opinion, learning to generate reasonable rationale of decision-making may be as important as trying different models in different markets for price movement prediction. Extract the opinion component and doing fine-grained analysis such as argument mining in finance or tracing opinion in a timeline may be a possible direction for achieving the goal of construct AI-based analysis and investment assistance. For the customer service, in my opinion, every field has its own characteristics. How to encode these characteristics into model and construct a proper model or process for the certain domain is an important issue. For the newcomer into this field, I have some experience want to share with you. Sometimes we may receive a reviewer's comment that this is a very niche area, but in my opinion, it's not a reason to reject a paper if they make some contribution that previous work do not pay their attention to, or already show the usefulness of the proposed method. Besides, should we focus on constructing a fancy model? Sometimes some well-designed approach or domain-specific features can achieve a good result. Provide a good discussion may be also a good direction for writing paper, which is what I also keep learning on. We already provide severe work in top conference writing with insightful discussion instead of a novel model in this tutorial. I think that this is worth taking a look at these works. Below are some examples. I hope this tutorial has provided some insight to you. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to contact us if you have any questions.